Hey guys, how you doing? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So, an interesting post was made online in regards to Cyberpunk 2077. Now, supposedly this is an angry, leaked email message that's revealing a lot of secrets about what happened from an alleged CD Projekt Red developer who's basically just talking about the state of Cyberpunk 2077 and some future plans of the game. Take this all with a grain of salt before we get into this article, because this was posted to GameFAQs forums, which is kind of a weird, interesting place to, I guess, reveal something like this. I don't know. But we've all been keeping up with what has been going on with this game ever since, things started looking shady. They started trying to make people that were receiving their games early not be able to play it because they wanted to enforce an embargo that nobody agreed to. They wanted to keep PC console footage only out on the reviews leading up to the launch. They didn't want anybody to show console reviews. They didn't want anybody to show their own footage. They lied, essentially, and it caused this whole situation where the game got removed from the store. So if you've been following the channel, you've seen the situation come into light. We're going to read this article. If you aren't subscribed yet, guys, why don't you hit that red subscription button, enable your bell notifications so you don't miss when I go live. So let's take a look at this. So I got this from Reddit. This is from the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. And this is pretty much verbatim of what was revealed on the forum post, which this is the forum post right here. So this was posted in the Cyberpunk message board. And you can see the person that posted, their name was Joe Buck 80. This was 2 weeks ago, but for whatever reason, people are picking up on it today, talking about this. So I don't know, this flew under the radar for a little bit for whatever reason, but it is very interesting to look at, especially considering the class action lawsuits that CD Projekt Red is facing. The problems they had with the PSN store and the Microsoft store, the refunds that people are demanding, and everything like that. It is a very interesting situation for this game, which is highly thought of quite often as the biggest disappointment of this last year. So much hype behind it. I personally liked it. I rated it a 7 out of 10 in my review. If you want to go check it out, I played it on a Series X. But there's no excuse for how it performs on a base PS4 or an Xbox One. Especially, I could forgive if it was glitchy and all that if CD Projekt Red wasn't a liar about it. So, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and read the post. We're going to read it from Reddit. I feel this is a little bit more condensed, a little bit easier to keep up with and read. So you can see it says, alleged CD Projekt Red developer talks about the state of Cyberpunk 2077 and future plans. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt. It is still being labeled as a rumor. There's absolute no confirmation of this because somebody did not, I guess, reveal who they were beyond just a forum post. So this goes ahead and says, I guess it looks like they're addressing certain things that somebody said, and you could see their responses. So here we go. It says, CD Projekt Red hurt themselves to keep investors safe and sound. So we're all aware of that. They wanted to keep investors happy. They basically lied. They hid how the game was performing. They hid that it wasn't ready. But now it says devs are hearing plans of a No Man's Sky style comeback due to late June. So we all know No Man's Sky was also a very overhyped game. The first 2 patches should come out mid-March, despite what's being said by top execs. There will be major departures from the studio in the coming months. Dev morale is on an all-time down, and Sony is roasting our asses due to the gigantic volume of refund requests. So they're in the hot seat with Sony. There will be a meeting today with Sony execs to figure out a way to compensate players threatening with legal action. Sony Japan is especially furious, and I can imagine Sony Japan would be especially furious about the situation. They're strictly business, and having to give out refunds and everything is not good business. So more to come in the next couple weeks. Feels terrible, man. They say there's no finger pointing as of now. Word on memos comes from the top. The directors and senior devs are taking the flack for the team in what I'd call an honorable move. All right, just so you know, we still joke about a quest that got rewritten more than a dozen times because a certain top dog wasn't feeling it. It ended up being cut from the final product and shall come out later on DLC next year. So, yeah, they have inside jokes about scrapped content that top devs or top dogs didn't like, which is interesting enough. And they're going to touch on some more stuff that was possibly cut. But evidently, there was a lot of stuff cut from CD Projekt Red. So it says there's people that get hired for whatever reason and stay in the company due to being trusted by the top dogs. A good chunk of code is getting scrapped and rewritten from scratch. The intended game might be ready by June 2021. So it says that's already done and ready since February. It didn't get implemented because of a major UI bug that is still present in the retail copies. If you open your .dat files, you'll find a lot of scrapped content still in there. If you want a refund, please ask for it. It positively impacts us as devs because we've warned the leads a million times about that kind of shit. Most cosmetic overhauls should be ready by the second big update, hopefully. So they're saying this developer that's angry is saying, yes, go ahead, ask for it, help it, because the top dogs will notice it. And just so you guys don't get confused by the post, this is a post that was made previously from somebody providing leaked info, and this is the response from the angry dev, just to put it into perspective so you guys don't get confused on when I'm kind of going back and forth on the dialogue. So it says the update that's due to June will sort out all the bugs. The code for the PS4, Xbox One is getting scrapped and done separately. PS5's code is an improvement on the PC due to the awesome dev kit Sony put together for this gen. And they go on to say, you'd be amazed by how much is already done. That cut content so people can finish the main quest talk was all BS. Most apartments with closed, locked indicators used to be lootable. We've scrapped 50,000 lines of dialogue, and I believe the June update will bring a whole lot of cut content into the game. So, June update, the free DLC, supposedly is going to add a lot of content into it. And it says, address the cut content as well. If they see that you guys are asking for shit to be put back into the game, we might actually make the game we intended back in 2018. There used to be a huge underground part of the city that the public never got to see because it looked ugly to the execs. This sounds pretty cool. It was effing awesome and felt like the Malkavian Nosferatu path on Vampire the Masquerade. So that underground part of the city sounds awesome. I don't want to hate on Keanu, but effing hell, our original Johnny was way cooler and sounded like a maniac. Think Fultus on crack. I don't appreciate his acting either, but he's a very nice man. Walked up to us personally to greet us on the first day and took time to personally thank us one by one when they wrapped up recording. The word is his fee was actually manageable, and the need for star talent came from outside CD Projekt Red. The execs complied because who the F knows? It sucks. So they're saying that it was outside powers that be that wanted star power, so that's why they got Keanu. I personally thought Keanu was the best thing about the game as far as the voice acting goes and the character. Now, they say our original Johnny was heavily inspired by David Hayter's Solid Snake from the first Metal Gear Solid, and believe it or not, Cillian Murphy. There was a whole AI routine with minor gang violence in those areas, stuff you could sit back and watch unfold or directly influence. So that's pretty cool. Like the city felt a lot more alive. There was a lot of drug use with kids that eventually got cut due to inside censorship. There were priest and Hare Krishna side arcs that got cut due to censorship. Miles wrote a side quest where a max TAC officer offered himself, and you could take its place, but it created such a complex detour from everything tonally that it got cut as well. See, there's all this stuff that sounds like it was like an interesting, change of direction that got cut. Hope it comes back because it felt amazing to get into their headquarters and hack shit. You'd see the police trying to operate and breaking down mid-arrest due to your shenanigans. Might sound weird, but the disaster launch was actually something beneficial from our perspective. A cold shower sets priorities straight, and so we're able to resume work on what was originally intended without having those efforts breathe down our necks to publish. So this guy is actually saying this bad launch is beneficial to them. This is very interesting. Say it was to believe it was due to miscommunications and leads not setting goals like they should. The game was jumbled together for 2019's E3. The last dev comp before the scrap was 160 gigabytes alone. There should be some whistle blown in the coming weeks if the step downs. Jeez. Series X was a mere rewrite of code in load orders. Next Gen's architecture is actually very good for ports. It's company policy to release when a game runs without debug hitches. And the reason why it did baffles me and is the reason why I started this thread. It's a mix of hoobery and deep incompetence from some big names around here. I'm going home for the holidays and really thinking about my friends who will be in the office for the next couple months, redoing scrapped work without being able to say, I effing told you. This is your fault, boss. Next E3 will be bizarre for CD Projekt Red, I bet. So this guy's going all out. I mean, to me, this sounds pretty legit. Again, there's still no proof. They go on to conclude saying, we scrapped 2 whole arcs because the mission cleaned a save due to a bug with character placement. We've also scrapped a big portion of the underground and sewers because of bugs. Night City had 3 different types of cab besides Villafort, and drivers would hold whole conversations and give quests. That also had to be scrapped. See, so much stuff. It would have actually felt alive and not kind of like strangely weird. Police pathfinding script worked wonderfully until somebody screwed the pooch. All I know is it's already being fixed. It was a major oversight, of course. Morgan Blackhand's backstory and a nod to the corporate wars. The DLCs will add a lot to the crazy and cool ideas Mike gave us when we began briefing the project. You guys should have the complete game by end of next year if everything goes well. So evidently, everything that was scrapped originally is going to be added in. Bigwigs, people outside of CD Projekt Red, to keep investors happy, had certain demands and stuff. It was just a complicated mess. Miscommunication, disorganization, too many cooks in the kitchen, whatever kind of cliche, you know, catchphrase you want to say in regards to this, they screwed the pooch big time. It's gonna be hard for these guys to recover from this. People aren't gonna forgive this. Interesting post. I'm leaning towards, it sounds credible, but I'm still gonna take it with a grain of salt. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a legit alleged CD Projekt Red developer angrily posting about some stuff, revealing secrets? Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.